An ugly win for Man United, but a win is a win, especially in a cup competition. If you've been having a poor run, you're at Old Trafford, you're home. Certainly for me, it doesn't matter how ugly it comes, whether it's in Fergie time. Man United is through to the last 16 after that hard-fought victory. Welcome to the match reaction and player ratings. Of course, several things we observed in this game. I'm going to talk about each player, but I'll first start with giving credit to Ruben Amorim for his impeccable substitutions yet again. How many times have we been here after a bad game? Amorim gets the substitutions spot on. I think nearly almost in every game we've had something positive. He had been impeccable with his substitutions. You give him that credit. Garnacho comes on. Kobe, when we start with Kobe and Ahmad, I realize the team looks too compact. There is no freedom in the game. The play is too rigid. It looks too rigid and stiff. There is no opening of the game. There is no different dimension to the game. I thought the introduction of Garnacho was spot on. A little surprised that it's Patrick Dorgu came off, but in the end justified the means because Garnacho was playing a little more wide with more freedom and he was dangerous with every run he made. There is a ball he attempted to go for goal. I thought if he had kept his head up and tried to pick up Hoyland or Ahmad, it could have been an easy goal, an assist. But I thought for me, Garnacho and Zirkzee were the game changers. Zirkzee with his power and his desire comes off the bench with a freshness and a hunger. I think that re-energizes the entire team, fights for every ball through the middle. I thought for me that those two were the biggest game changers for Man United, and credit Amorim for the timing of them coming on. I thought Rasmus Højlund, I think, was a bit livelier in this particular game. He tried to create things out of nothing. You saw a player who is putting in an effort as a striker to try and get things for himself, not just relying on a team that can barely pass the ball, get the ball to him. So for me, that's a positive. Patrick Dorgu, it was for me a disciplined debut for him. I think he was just being a bit careful. I mean, he came from Lecce in Serie A. His first game, certainly at home at Old Trafford, is always going to be jittery. Even when they were marching onto the pitch, you will see the jitters on him. At the start of the game, he was playing the safe pass or he's playing back. He had moments where he tried to go up, I think go ahead, because the game had become too boring. But I thought, for me, it was a decent because he won all the tackles. I think he won the most tackles in the first 45 minutes of the game he was on the pitch. I thought he tried, to even attempt at a shot at goal. So I think with time he will come along. And I like the fact that Amorim made the decision to put him off. Perhaps it was surprising, but later it made sense because he needed to protect him. Then you look at Ahmad. I thought Ahmad in the second half, when he was playing wing back, when he was sent out wide as a wing back, he was more busy. He was more threatening. He was more lively. He was more involved. I love to see it. In the second half, I thought Bruno was more on the ball. We saw more of him passing and dictating our tempo, distributing the ball, in distances, long passes to Garnacho, who was most of the time stretching himself wide and using that distance or that width quite well. I think Amorim will be so impressed with Garnacho. I thought Kobe Maino was struggling. He did quite struggle, to be honest. I thought he was a bit, he quite struggled in the game. It looked a bit one-dimensional, and that doesn't look like a good thing on him. Then you talk about the back line. Lenny Yoro, I think, had such a crazy day. I think for Lenny Yoro, I think had one of the craziest games. Harry Maguire, hadn't it been for the winning goal, I thought he also didn't have the best of games for himself. I feel like lately, Harry Maguire is losing it in terms of his physicality completely. He can't sprint, can he? He struggles to make the easiest sprint. For Lenny Yoro, he has got a lot to work on his game. His passing, that's one. But also the way his body language while he plays, the way he goes into moments, does not look neat. It looks a bit ugly on him for a professional footballer. So I thought for me, first stanza looked so blunt and rigid and dull that you would barely see anything or any hope of something happening for Man United. I mean, the system was just too mechanical. There was nothing opening up the game. So that's why Garnacho and Zirkzee were a spice that came on at the right time. Now, the thing that Ruben Amorim struggles with is, of course, conceding the first goal, but also I feel like to get these players consistently play well, because you see how Zirkzee and Garnacho, the team that ended the game, if he starts them the next game, there is no guarantee that they can give you the performance they ended the game with. So there is that inconsistency in the team. Ugarte started slow. I thought he grew into the game, and again, like the entire team anyway. I think every player at Man United grew into the game. I think by and large, they all grew into the game as it went on. And you love to see that because, again, we've been so jittery at home. So for me, there is quite a number of positives I could pick from the game. Of course, winning in Fergie time for Man United. Fans who were bored at the start leave happy. We didn't go into a long extra time period, last minute of the game. That's United for you. So for me, there is a lot the team should pick from this win. Well, first half, not so much right home about it, but I thought the reaction in the second half as it grew, for me, was quite something to talk about. So good credit there to Amorim and the team. Player ratings out of 10, Andro Nana didn't have so many questions, tried to save, then that rebound that went in. You can't blame him much, can you? So I would give him a 6 out of 10, really. Backline, Lenny Yoro, 4.5 out of 10, quite slightly below average, wasn't good at all. Maguire maybe 5 out of 10. Nusal Mazraoui, I'll give him maybe a 5.5 out of 10. In the middle, Ugarte, the end to the game was a bit better. I would give Ugarte maybe a 5.5 out of 10. Bruno, 6.5. He was distributing and trying to create stuff with the ball. Several times I thought, especially in the second half when he got more to the ball. So I'll give him 6.5. Then I would give Hoyland, by the virtue of the fact that he didn't score, yes, but he has improved a lot. I feel I'll give him a 6. I would give Zirkzee 7 out of 10. Garnacho 7.5 out of 10. Ahmad 6.5 out of 10. Tried to create moments in the game. So yeah, Kobe, I would give Kobe 5. Quite an average performance for him. So those are my player ratings. Subscribe to the United Sport. And of course, this is United for you. We are on to the next. We are the holders of the FA Cup and we are still in it.